What's going on, good people? Universe and the world. Back at you again with another weekly update about fasting lifestyle, how to increment the best way to push longevity on you. But this past week was a good week. The week before I got my tooth pulled, and I did two 40-hour fasts then during that week, pretty much back to back. But then the next week, this past week, I really didn't do no big, huge fast. I did a 30-hour one, but I kept it intermediate just because I didn't want that gum spot to get too sensitive. I still wanted to kind of eat a little bit, so I had kind of bigger windows, but I had smaller meals. But I still stayed under the 6-hour window. Personally, I don't like to go over eight hours window just because how it feels on my body. That's the biggest thing that I got benefits from started fasting is listening and understanding when my body don't like things and when it does like things, and when not to overindulge and when to eat the correct things. And I found that that works very well for me is with energy and treating my body the way it should be, and my body is working with me with the balance. So it comes out uh, it comes out very good for me when I focus on listening to my body rather than pleasing my palate. And that's a whole nother affirmation that I did for myself to help me with starting with fasting is saying these little terms to help me get me from being addicted to food so much, because I was addicted to food. I was addicted to a lot of things people put in front of me, but I found the way to kick that, and the best way is fasting. I was always a kind of a cold turkey person, but sometimes I go back, especially with the addicting things that's advertised right in front of you. So, especially with food, because everybody else is doing it, why not me? So, yeah, to get my health under control, fasting did that. But this past week, I did a bunch of intermediate fasting all the way up into Thursday when I did over 24-hour, and when I did up to 30-hour, and it creates good benefits with letting my gum heal. I'm not putting no pressure on it. I'm not nothing getting stuck in it. So it got time to let that muscle and that gum and the blood all working together to bridge up the area that's a gap that the tooth is missing from. But another thing I want to talk about is the last time I got my tooth pulled, I wasn't fasting pretty much at all before. It was 2 years ago, 2019. No, 2018. I got my tooth pulled, and I wasn't fasting a whole lot. I had just started intermediate fasting, but I wasn't doing block fasting. And I got my tooth pulled, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'm doing block fasting." I did over like a 40 hour, 48-hour fast a day after I got my tooth pulled for the first time. That wasn't my first tooth pull. I got my wisdom tooth pull 2017, 2018. I got that bad tooth pull, and then that's when I started fasting after that. But I started block fasting. Block fasting when you go over 24 hours. They say block because each day is like a whole block, 24 hours, and those give a lot of benefits. But with that first time I had one tooth pull. I didn't get my wisdom tooth pull. I didn't start fasting then. That was like a year later. I got that. I had a bad tooth one. Had that one pulled, and I started block fasting after. Now, when I started fasting that the day I got it pulled, it hurt so bad. It was like really inflamed. I didn't want to do nothing all day. I was trying to drink some liquid. I was trying to like eat some soft stuff. It wasn't working. Everything I put in my mouth was just like, nah, it ain't working. And so like that's why I ended up doing a 40-hour fast. But that tooth pull hurt so much, and this one didn't hurt at all because I'm regularly fasting now. Like every week, I'm doing at least one fast over at least 24 hours or 48 hours. Or when I do the big boys, go over 72 hours. I'm doing that at least once a week. Then I'm doing intermediate fasting every single day. There's might be one day out of the month I'm not doing intermediate fasting, and intermediate fasting anything under 12 hours. anything in a 12-hour, we didn't do it. So when you pass 12 hours, that's when intermediate fasting just starts. So you go 13 hours, that ain't really a whole lot compared to 18 hours or 24 hours or 36 hours. So that first hour, that really isn't nothing. But if you're regularly doing this, your body notices like, oh, it's been 10 hours, been 12 hours, bam, it started right away. You have a tolerance built up for it. So your body would be able to like, oh, it's been 12 hours. I don't like this. I don't like that. This is all coming out first. And the nutrient density things will stay in your body. The things your body wants to hold on to will stay in your body. The way we eat now, we don't even focus on nutrient density. We focus on pleasing our palate. Oh, that tastes good. That tastes good. But is it good for you? Is all that fried food good for you? All that processed food good for you? Is all that extra fat on top of fat on top of fat good for you? No, it's not. It's weighing you down, and you want more energy. And the way they get more energy is take the weight off, plain and simple. And you putting them all the weight on your plate, and you putting it in your mouth, and it stand on your liver, your kidneys, your pancreas, your large and small intestine. It's all staying in there, and then your colon all backed up. That's how most people are walking around here, filling up the plates and filling up their organs, but ain't pooping everything out. But that's how this society wants us to live, like literally. But yeah, that's the biggest difference from that first tooth pull and that second tooth pull, which was 2 years apart. I knew that the tooth was going bad. I was waiting out. Doctor told me, I think I got my wisdom tooth. He told me, oh man, you got like 2 other teeth. We want to turn into root canals. I was like, nope, not getting that done. I'm not putting no more foreign objects in my body. Yeah, I know the composites are something new. It's different. It's not like the mercury caps I have in my mouth right now. But it's not full mercury. It's a mixture of a mercury. I want it out though. But it still comes down to the point that I don't want no foreign objects in my body. And it should be my decision, period. Now I live with it. And I got to literally live with the consequences I did from when I was a child. So it gets to the point to where I gotta I gotta suffer now. Not really suffer. I gotta live with what I did with. I overindulged when I was a kid a whole lot, especially as a teenager. The worst thing with me was $10 in a bike. You know what I mean? Like $10 in a bike made my whole world. Like I did a whole lot with that. But yeah, the biggest difference from when 2 years ago from now getting my tooth pulled is that the way my body recovered. The day I got my tooth pulled a week ago compared to 2 years ago, two different completely stories. I was out of commission getting that one tooth pulled, and they both hurt. They both was like open tooth that broke open, that had an open wound that needed to come out. And every time I ate something, it was just inflamed. And so they both needed to come out. And biggest difference was I feel like it was fasting in my diet. Yeah, I'm 80-20, 80% raw fruits and vegetables, and that's in season, then other percent trash. And so leading up to getting my tooth pulled, I did 100%, 100%, 100% for 3 days of nothing but raw fruits and vegetables. Same thing when I broke my fast after the 40 hours of getting the tooth pulled. I did 40-hour fast and I started eating a little bit of tea, a little bit of fruit, and that's it. And I'm good. And I have more energy than people in my house. I have more energy than people at my job. And the biggest factor is they're carrying around extra weight on their bellies, on their kidneys, on their thighs, everywhere. And they think they can keep up with somebody that don't have extra weight, that's running off of cleaner energy. That's the biggest thing with fruit and vegetables. It's cleaner energy for your body. You got to look at your body as the most advanced machine mechanism on this planet. And the best thing to fuel it with is fruit. Yeah, we can eat damn near anything. We can eat poison. You know that? People can get immune to poison. Snake handlers do it all the time. You know what I mean? Not the worst of them, but the best of them. Yeah, they know how to rub snake venom on their skin, put a little bit in their food, put a little bit in their water, so they can get immune to them. Because if you're dealing with snakes all the time, you might get bit. Plain and simple. You know, not might, you're gonna get bit. Like plain and simple. Not all the snakes are alike. Not all people are alike. So when it comes down to stuff like that, you have to bulletproof yourself. And in this environment, I feel like fasting bulletproofs yourself to everything, because it's your body rejuvenating. And you putting these foreign objects in. That's why that 20%, I still put that 20% in. That's that foreign object that my body needs to get used to, because that's how humans are. We're going to be creating stuff until we're not even on this plane. Ever since we started, the first invention was putting two sticks together, and that was the first technology. You got to realize technology started something simple, now it's complex, and it's gonna go even higher. So we need to be adapting as humans with the stuff we make. Yeah, if I go 100% all natural and being in a forest and everything, guess what they're doing? It's a war on nature already, plain and simple. You know what I mean? Is that they've been knocking down forests for the last 100, 200 years, and it's like 300, 400 years, and it's like they're gonna continue to do it until they realize that we need the forest just as much as the forest needs us. But yeah, fasting like that I know a lot of people, they go get their tooth pulled. They they pretty much are scared of the pain after, how they're gonna live without a tooth, knowing that those back tooth are there to tear meat apart. And I'm like, you don't really need them. You need them. That's why you're born with them. But when you abuse them like I have, and they're causing you a problem, and they're gonna cause more problems in the future, that's when I was like, nah, I already abused something this much. It doesn't need to be in my life anymore. You know what I mean? It's just gonna keep kind of more problems and more problems. Yeah, for the next 10 years is gonna be good, but after that 10-year mark, from a family member that I had, they had problems after that 10-year mark with having a root canal and then having it get it moved out anyway after 20 years. So it's like, do I want to have 10 years of fun with that so I can have another 10 years of pain with that and then having to get it removed anyway? Yeah, I'm 30 years old right now, so I make that sacrifice, learn how to adapt, plain and simple. And that's another thing with fasting. It's like when you learn how to take away, you get to the point where you'll be just adapted to anything in your environment, anything that pretty much God throws at you. You know what I mean? A lot of warriors, he put through tough missions, and that's to make you tough for a whole lot of things. You need to be the example for the upcoming. Like there's nothing else that humans can do on this plane. We're destroying the earth, so might as well bulletproof ourselves so we can be able to be resistant to what we're destroying. Because at the rate we're going, people don't even know what's gonna happen in the next 100 to 200 years with this plane, and they just keep destroying, 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 making more trash and destroying, and making more trash. So that's when it comes down to with me and fasting and why I fast, because I'm not taking away as much, taking away a little to nothing. I'm getting down to even with my breaths, like holding breaths is good for you, and exhaling deep and inhaling deep and holding it. You're taking away little bits of time away from the earth. The earth needs air, but we also need air too. But if you are putting out, you taking in oxygen, putting out carbon, and the plants need that too. So it's a symbolic relationship. You catch a rhythm, you catch a pattern, and everything works. You can understand the earth better. But we're people that don't understand the earth anymore. We don't want to understand the earth. We just want to abuse it as much as we can. This is our first mother from our father. We gotta take care of her because she's gonna over nurture no matter what. She's gonna give, 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 give. We got at some point realize like, damn, we don't need to be taking this much. We abusing my mother, and she's gonna always give because she's thinking about what's coming. She got babies to nurture, the ones from the past, the present, and the future. So if you ain't helping her, you ain't helping out the future of this planet, of this universe, of the human experience, period. So I want to get people on fasting, fast on the regular. You know what I mean? There's people that literally go a week without eating. They're perfectly fine. They work. They got families. And I want to be that example for intermediate fasting and prolonged fasting. I do 24 hours once a week, or 36 or 48. I do up to 72. 72 is kind of hard because with an active family, but I have did it before. Like it just takes out planning. Let your family know, yeah, I'm not gonna be eating for 3 days. That third day, I'm gonna be nonchalant. Okay, that's gonna be my rest day. Like, you know what I mean? I wanna have that full benefit of that fast, so I'm not gonna do a whole lot. I'm not gonna stress out my mind, my body, my spirit. Not gonna no stress, no worrying. Those are the two biggest killer of our body. It's just the worrying of the mind and stress on the heart. There's nothing that does worse than that, than probably something that kills you instantly. But you worrying and stressing out on a daily basis, you should see the scars on people's hearts from stress. The stress on their brain from worrying so much, just thinking that they need to over worry and overthink. But our society will have you knee deep in that shit, man. You gotta like look up and be like, yo, man, I'm better without and tearing myself apart because of how this society just wants you to put your head down and grind, grind, grind. I understand working for yourself and working for your family, but you look up and you sick as a dog, you overweight, you losing things that you was trying to get, and you trying to get more stuff, and then what are you gonna do? Lose it? You trying to get more stuff to lose it? Because you're unhealthy, because you're just chasing, give me, give me, give me mindset. Don't even realize that, yo, you're in the rat race, right in the middle of it. You can't even keep anything you get, and you're still wanting more stuff. Like, come on. At some point, you got to realize our ancestors for 200 years didn't need all the shit that you say you need on a daily basis. 200 years ago. Just imagine 2,000 or 20,000. You know what I mean? Science can say that we go back at least 50, and I'm saying at least 100. Like, the science is still always finding something new, and they keep adding time. So I'm like, we've been here a long ass time. Long ass time. So when it comes down to it, fasting can be a whole lot of benefits. But I don't want to be on here too long. Next video is coming soon. I'm gonna be straightening like my lifestyle to the detail and how I got started, how I went to my biggest fast in a 6-month period. I went up to a 6-day fast, and pretty much each month I prep myself for a prolonged fast. This is when I never did a prolonged fast. Did it with the tooth pull. I did a 2-day, and I didn't even finish that 2 whole days, and I was still drinking liquids. These fasts I did, not drinking anything, they were mostly black fasts, or aka dry fasts. You're not doing anything. And I do kind of like a secondary dry fast. I still take showers, and I do dry brush my teeth, and I wash my hands and keep up with that, but I don't ingest any water. So ultimate dry fast, you don't do nothing. But I go in full details about it. Make a video about that soon. But I'm coming to you weekly videos. Try to put out 2 videos a week about fasting, information that I know that helped me a whole lot. Man, I'm talking about a whole lot. Like, you don't even understand. But yeah, man, let's get this news out there. Like, I don't see it. Anybody that has a YouTube channel that's about fasting lifestyle, that shows them the transparency of a fasting lifestyle, like people fasting and admitting to things like I had a problem with the tooth, and that's not the only thing I had. I get rid of rashes with fasts, like because of going to different places and the job I work at. I get oil spilt on me, and my skin is sensitive. My skin's always been sensitive since I was a baby. It ain't never got that. Like, I like it being sensitive. That means I can't just be putting on bullshit. But it gets to the point where I understand, and fasting helps with a lot of that. But let's get this news out there. Like, subscribe, and share. Please share. Anybody you think that should be fasting, share it, please. I'm only trying to do testimony, preach what I did in the past and what I'm doing in the future. So get it out there, get the word out there, and peace.